Aloha everybody, this is Gigi from Kauai Community College. This video is about algebra of functions, meaning we are going to do some operations with them. So suppose that f and g are functions and x is in the domain of each of those functions. Then we defined the value f plus g of x to be just the f of x value plus the g of x value. Okay, and the same for subtraction, multiplication, and division, except for that when we are dividing, we want to make sure that the denominator is not 0. So in this case, g of x cannot be 0, or whichever value that is on the denominator cannot be 0. Here is an example. We have a function p of x, and we have a function h of x. Now, 1 is the x value in the domain of both of these functions. So we can go ahead and operate on this one. P plus h of 1 is going to be the same or defined at p of 1 plus h of 1. So let's go take a look. When x is 1, p of 1 is 2, h of 1 is 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Nice. When looking for h divided by p of 0, we would say by definition, it is h of 0 divided by p of 0. And since I just said divided by p of 0, we need to pay attention to that denominator. It cannot be 0. Well, lucky for us here, p of 0 is 1, so that's good. H of 0, in this case, is 4. So we have 4 over 1, which is 4. Awesome. H minus p of negative 3. By definition, it would be h of negative 3 minus p of negative 3. So let's go take a look. H of negative 3 is negative 5. P of negative 3 is 4. So we have negative 5 minus 4, which is negative 9. For multiplication, it works the same way. We already knew p of 1 is 2, and h of 1 is 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. In this division problem, p divided by h of negative 2 is going to be equal to p of negative 2 divided by h of negative 2, meaning let's take a look at the values at x equal to negative 2. When x is negative 2, oopsie, h of x is 0. We cannot divide by 0, so we would say this value is undefined. In this problem here, we have our functions being defined algebraically using these formulas here. F of x is equal to square root of x minus 3, and g of x is 8x plus 5. So f minus g of x is going to equal to f of x minus g of x, which in this case would just be square root of x minus 3 minus the whole entire g of x function. Once you distribute the negative, you will get square root of x minus 3 minus 8x minus 5 for your answer. F divided by g of x is going to equal to f of x divided by g of x. In this case, it would be square root of x minus 3 divided by 8x minus 5. And since I just said divided by, I would say, hey, this can only work if ax minus 5 is not 0, or x is not negative 5 over 8. So we need to exclude negative 5 over 8 from the domain of f over g. F minus g of negative 10 is going to be f of 10 minus g of 10. Plug in 10 for the function f of x. We get square root of 7. Plug 10 into the function g of x. We get 85. So the answer is square root of 7 minus 85. And that is algebra with functions. Next, we'll talk about the concept of difference quotient, and basically it's an application of algebra of functions.